Welcome. Today we're going to dive into the world of social media fundraising and, you guessed it, the compliance rules that come right along with it.
Hello and welcome! You're watching the Multi-State Fundraising Compliance Series. In these explainers, we really try to break down charitable solicitation registration in practical, easy-to-understand terms for nonprofit leaders and their finance teams. And this series is brought to you by Ironwood Registrations.
You know, it's no secret that social media has become one of the most powerful tools for nonprofits. I mean, platforms like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, they allow you to connect with supporters and raise funds by reaching huge audiences almost instantly. It's a game changer for sure.
But with that incredible reach comes a really big compliance question, right? Is all that social media fundraising actually regulated under charitable solicitation laws? Well, for a lot of organizations, the answer is a definite yes. Anytime you use social media to ask for donations, that activity can be considered charitable solicitation. So in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how it all fits together.
Okay, so to really understand the rules, we first have to get a clear handle on the core concept. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is charitable solicitation from a legal standpoint?
So in legal terms, it's pretty broad. Charitable solicitation is basically any action that requests or encourages donations from the public. But here's the crucial part. Most states require nonprofits to register before, and that's the key word, before, they start asking for contributions from people living in that state.
And listen, this isn't just about a big Donate Now button on your website. Solicitation covers a whole range of activities. We're talking about fundraising emails, direct mail appeals, fundraising events, and promoting donation opportunities online or through any kind of marketing. The bottom line is, if it's asking for a contribution, it probably counts. Okay, so this is exactly where social media creates a pretty unique compliance puzzle for nonprofits. It brings us to what we call the nationwide reach challenge.
Think about it. Unlike a local event or a targeted mail campaign, a single social media post can be seen by people, well, everywhere. And here's the real aha moment. That means one single viral post could, in theory, trigger registration requirements in over 40 states all at once. That is a massive compliance headache, because each of those state laws is handled one jurisdiction at a time.
Just think about the kinds of campaigns that really blow up on social media, right? National campaigns, a viral challenge that just takes off out of nowhere, or even a standard appeal that your supporters start sharing widely. All of these have that broad nationwide reach that can easily start tripping registration wires in multiple states. So, you might be wondering, how do regulators even begin to deal with this? Well, thankfully, there's a common framework they use to look at internet-based fundraising. It's known as the Charleston Principles. The guidance here is actually super practical. Regulators tend to look at three key things. First, are you specifically targeting residents of their state? Second, are your appeals directed toward individuals in that jurisdiction? And third, and this one is maybe the most important, are you repeatedly receiving donations from that state? If you're nodding your head yes to these, then you probably need to register there.
All right, let's switch gears a bit and look at a really popular and sometimes tricky area of social media fundraising: peer-to-peer campaigns.
So what is peer-to-peer fundraising? It's really simple. It's when your individual supporters raise money on your behalf. Just think of it like empowering your biggest fans to become fundraisers for your cause. We see this all the time, right? Birthday fundraisers on Facebook, supporter-created donation pages, community challenges. Those are all great examples. But here's the key thing to remember. Even though your supporters kick these off, your nonprofit is still ultimately responsible for the compliance, because the funds are coming to your organization. So what's the big takeaway here? It's that social media doesn't exist in a bubble. It's just one piece of your larger digital fundraising ecosystem. And that's exactly how you need to think about your compliance planning.
You know, your social media posts, your email campaigns, the donation page on your website, any online ads you're running, they all work together. And because all of these channels are reaching supporters in different states, your compliance plan has to be integrated. It has to cover your entire digital footprint, not just one piece of it. This all boils down to one really practical question you need to ask yourself. Where are our supporters actually located? Seriously, knowing the answer to that is the absolute first step toward getting your compliance in order.
So, as you're planning your next digital campaign, here are the key things to review. Dive into your data. Where are your donors located? Are your messages targeting specific geographic areas? And are you seeing repeated donations coming in from certain states over and over? That analysis is what's going to point you to where you might need to register.
And really, this brings us to the core takeaway of this whole explainer. As your digital fundraising strategies expand, being proactively reviewing the registration requirements in the states where your supporters are, that is the absolute key to keeping your campaigns both compliant and successful. Because at the end of the day, when you understand how these regulations work, you can engage with your supporters with total confidence. Responsible compliance isn't a barrier to fundraising. Not at all. It's actually the foundation that supports successful, sustainable fundraising for your incredible mission. If you'd like to learn more about navigating the world of multi-state compliance, be sure to visit us at ironwoodregistrations.com. Thanks so much for watching.